Aaron Aflalo and his consistent play of scoring 20 or more, what would you point to has been the greatest difference or improvement in his game? Shot selection, off the ball. What do you see taking place this year?
I just think he's been extremely locked into what makes him successful. I think last year he was able to kind of put himself in different positions that he hadn't been put in before. He took the summer to kind of diagnose that and get better at some areas. But overall, he's been extremely efficient for us. He takes shots that he can make. He puts himself in a position where his teammates can hit him in shots that he's very comfortable in taking. So I think overall, if there's one word, he's just been extremely efficient for us.
Golden State Warriors this evening, the greatest challenge that they present to you and your basketball team?
The ability to get the ball up and down the court, extremely fast, with the ability to make threes, getting the ball up and down the floor. So high level shooting, which always is difficult to guard, and early and often in the offense.
Andre Iguodala, Coach. Everyone talks about Thompson and Curry, but the impact that you see that Iguodala has had on that team.
I think huge. I think you saw it when he was out with the injury, the difference in the flow of their offense and defensively. He's able to guard multiple positions, and then he's able to handle the basketball also and allow shooters to come off pin downs and screens. So he's a luxury for a coach indeed.
Coach, tonight this is going to be Tobias' 10th game back this season. In the last 5 games that he started, he's averaging about 16.5 points, 7.5 rebounds on 46% shooting. How's he progressing in your eyes so far?
I still think he's getting to a comfort level. We talked about that it was going to take a little while. I think the last few games he's probably been more comfortable with his teammates, knowing where he's going to receive the basketball, playing with different units on the floor, different positions at the same time. So I think he's still getting comfortable, but obviously he's more comfortable than the first couple games when he returned.
Is he starting to look like the guy he was last season as far as both defensively and, I mean, individually on offense? He had a couple big dunks last night. He's starting to look more confident on his three-point shooting and his dribble step-up jumpers. I mean, are you seeing that progress?
I think so. I think his rhythm is getting to a point where he's comfortable doing all those things on the floor. He'll continue to shoot the three better for us. I think he's been pretty good in transition, getting out, getting rebounds for us, and starting to break for us. So I think overall he's getting there. He's getting to that comfort level.
Looking at the box score from the Warriors last game, he only gave up 24 points in the paint. How do you keep going at the way you've had the last couple of games, producing in the paint like you have?
I think it's extremely important for us. I think that shows an aggression level for us when we get the ball in the paint. Andrew Bogut's been very good for them. He protects the paint. He offers resistance for them. But we can't relent. We'll have to be relentless in our approach of still trying to get to the rim.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Duran Lamb. This guy hasn't really played many minutes this year, and he had a few setbacks with injuries. What have you seen from him on the floor and also on the practice floor? We can't really get a look at it.
I think Duran unfortunately got hurt, and he was playing extremely well. I thought he had a great summer, put a lot of work in. He got hurt, and I think E'Twaun Moore has been pretty good for us. And so those guys have really been battling for position, battling for time. On the practice court, he's been good. He's continuing to learn how to play defense at a high level every possession. And that's a tough thing to do for young players, to be in the right position. And that's not only on the ball, which I think he has a pretty good knack of being on the ball and being an on-the-ball defender, but away from the ball as well. So when we do practice, he's a guy that can play multiple positions for us and handle the ball also.
And I know it's a small sample, but he is taking a lot more threes this year in game action than he did last year. Is that something that you've maybe focused on with him?
We want him to shoot the ball. We think he's a capable shooter. And so, the times he's been on the floor, sometimes it's been a small ball for us when he's able to space the floor and use the ability. I think he has a good knowledge of the game. He can pass the basketball, good float game, and he also can shoot it.
Coach, how would Jacque Vaughn player guard Steph Curry?
Well, the good thing is, if I'm talking third person, he doesn't have to anymore. I'm glad I don't have to anymore. He's too good. Too good.
You played with Stockton and Hornacek. There's some of the comparison now they're saying about a pure shooting backcourt of Curry and Thompson. Can you take us back to that time and how they might compare and what you remember most about the way those two shot the ball in Utah?
Stock was a little different. He was a very efficient shooter, probably out of point guards. Really taught me the importance of trying to shoot 50% every year. He was pretty close all the years that I was there. So different efficiency, I think. His shots were more controlled throughout the course of the game. Tonight, you probably see some 27-footers from Steph a little bit. So as a fan, that's probably pretty fun to watch. And, Klay Thompson's a young guy who's gotten better. I love watching him defensively. He's been really good. A lot of times he guards the point guard on the team, other wing players. So you got to give him credit for being a better defender these days as well.
Oladipo's had 18 assists in the past 2 games. You feel like he's finding that balance of knowing when to drive to the basket versus when to pass it?
He's continuing to learn, and I think being put in different situations has helped him. But he's still got a lot of room to grow, and this continues to be a work in progress for him. But he's learning daily.
How much has coming off the bench been benefiting him? The last 4 games he's been off the bench, he's got a 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. I know you've always said it's not about who starts, it's who finishes, but does he seem more comfortable coming off the bench?
I'm not sure I said about who finishes either. But every possession matters throughout the course of the game. I think for him, coming off the bench gives him an opportunity where he's run that second unit. And he's orchestrated the offense for us and, really set the tone for us defensively as well with activity. So when I talked about doing it, it was really just where he was at his progression and being able to make decisions on the floor, on the fly, without someone holding his hand a little bit.
Everyone good? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Coach.